Like, you're not all that. So mid, low-key ugly, unhinged, 13-year-old avishi. As an adult, I would not wish those kinds of thoughts on my worst enemy. Hard truth that everybody has. That is where the downfall of my mental health began. Guys will like absolutely just lie to your face to get. Hi, I'm Avishi. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because I've received so many comments over the 2+ years of me making YouTube videos. So people are like, Avishi, how are you so confident? How are you able to put yourself out on the internet like this? I'm here to tell you that this has been a long journey and I was not always like this. Well, there's a lot to get into, so let's do that. And today I'm gonna help you become your most confident self and really learn how to love and value yourself. Because that is so important, and if I have this platform, I want to spread positive messages that will help you guys. And I feel like this is something that I have so much to talk about on. Because believe it or not, you need to be extremely confident to make videos on the internet and deal with hate comments and whatnot. So in part 1, let's begin by talking about looks and attractiveness and all of that, because that seems to be all we care about as a society. I really want to glow up. Literally, when I saw a random girl prettier than me, I think I must be like her. It's such a common feeling because we have such an increased access to beautiful people. Because of social media, you just see pretty people everywhere and it is so hard not to compare yourself. Personally, I grew up never caring about looks. I never thought about how pretty I was. And I'm very lucky, touch wood, my entire childhood went by with me being extremely confident because looks were not even a factor that I considered ever. And I realized much later that the girls around me actually did feel insecure. Not that they weren't absolutely gorgeous in themselves. Like literally the most beautiful goddess looking girls being underconfident about how they look. So I'm very lucky that perhaps the way I was brought up, looks were never anything that mattered and looks never correlated to your importance and your value in life. But I know especially Indian society mein bahut common hai to point out other people's flaws or perceived flaws. Like, why is it so acceptable to just go to somebody and be like, oh beta thode mote ho gaye ho, you've gained a little bit of weight? Like, that is not okay. Gaining weight is neither good nor bad if it's not affecting your health in any bad way. So why is it such a way to like be derogatory? Also, being pretty is not the end of the world. Being perceived as beautiful, being perceived as attractive does not solve all your problems in life. It does not make you happier. It does not magically make everything better. Of course, pretty privilege is real and I'm not going to deny that. People who are beautiful get better treatment from other people. There have been literal studies that have proven that attractive people have greater job prospects. But the truth is, most attractive people don't even think that they are that attractive. And once a benchmark has been set of like, oh, you are a beautiful person, then you have to constantly live up to that benchmark and you're constantly trying to prove to yourself that yes, I am good looking and everybody's not lying to me. You know, it creates like an imposter syndrome basically. So if you look at a random girl and you're like, oh my god, she's so pretty, I also want to be pretty like her, trust me, you will get to being as pretty as her and then you will still not feel pretty enough. Like, forget everything else. Have you seen comment sections under those pretty girls on Instagram? They are not all good. Half of them are like, you're not all that, so mid, low-key ugly. Like, these women get so much hate for just existing as beautiful people. And people constantly try to tear them down in any way possible. Of course, I'm not trying to say ki, you know, don't go to the gym, don't try to eat healthy, don't try to look better. Of course, everybody should try to do that. If that's what you want to do, you should do that. But also, understand that you will never be pretty enough. There will always be some standard of beauty that you are not meeting. I want this to be a pep talk that you guys can come back to anytime you feel insecure, because I have been that insecure girl and I would not wish those kinds of thoughts on my worst enemy. Okay, like if I get vulnerable and honest for a moment, as I said, I was always a really confident kid and I never cared about looks. I never cared about how attractive I was. I never cared if guys liked me. Not to be like, oh my god, I'm so special, I'm not like other girls. No, I'm not saying any of that. I'm not saying this was good or bad. This is just how I genuinely was growing up. And any friend of mine can attest to that. I was loud, I was annoying. I had so much fun. I did so much annoying, weird stuff as a child that I look back on now, and I'm so grateful that I went through all of those phases and just did whatever the hell I wanted without caring about what other people think of me. Because obviously now, as an adult, because guys, this is my first video as an adult, I'm 18. As an adult, I can't do that. I can't behave like that anymore. I can't be that unhinged 13-year-old avishi. But then came 11th grade and suddenly I found out that, oh, I'm actually kind of good looking, and I'm like, people think I'm pretty. And that is where the downfall of my mental health began, which is so counterintuitive. You see, dekho, which is exactly what I'm trying to say. Because the moment people are like, oh, you're pretty, now your entire life is about, at least if you're someone like me who has to be the best at everything, who's very goal oriented, it becomes like your life's purpose and your life's goal to be good looking. And that is the worst state to be in, because as I said, you will never ever be the most good looking person. You will never ever be able to meet every single beauty standard. There will always be something that is not good about you. There will always be something that you can improve upon. So while you're on that journey of improving as much as you can and as much as you desire to, understand that you are blessed as you are beautiful as you are, and that you becoming prettier will not make your life perfect. So don't be so emotionally attached to whatever you're doing to have a glow up. I always keep comparing myself with my other classmates and end up feeling fat and ugly. How do I deal with it? Okay, if you're comparing yourself to other people, a practical solution is, if you want to compare now, then compare properly. Compare every aspect of their life with every aspect of your life. Firstly, that'll take you like 5 hours. And doing that, you will realize that it is so futile to compare one little thing of your life to one little thing of their life and say, uska to better hai, my life sucks. No, your life does not suck, because that one little thing, if that is looks do not make up who you are as a person. And I know it's very easy to blame everything on your looks, that, oh, I don't know how to talk to people because I'm not good looking, I'm not an extrovert, I don't know how to be confident because I'm not good looking. Get out of that mindset. Not everything is about how good you look. Yes, of course, being good looking, being perceived as good looking makes life a lot easier. But if you don't decide today that I am beautiful, you will never feel beautiful no matter how perfect you look. Part 2 is where we talk about feeling confident in your personality, feeling confident in who you are as a person. I feel like Gen Z and even millennials propagate so much nonsense on the internet about how life should be. Genuinely, nobody is obligated to be nice to you. Nobody is obligated to include you in things. Nobody is obligated to make you feel validated in who you are. It's a hard truth that everybody has to come to terms with. Nobody is going to make you feel better about yourself. You are the only person who can make yourself like who you are. Especially talking to all the girls who follow me, all the straight girls who follow me, all the girls who follow me are into guys. No amount of guys liking you, whether platonically or romantically, will make you think that you are beautiful and will make you think that you are worthy of being loved. Hard truth. In fact, in my experience, I feel like the more validation you get from guys, the more you're like, this person is talking nonsense. Guys will like absolutely just lie to your face to get what they want. So zyada validation bhi mat lo. If a guy is telling you you're so beautiful, you're so this, you're so that, it might all be for selfish reasons. Another hard truth is that you will never be able to impress everybody. You will never be able to be liked by everybody. Some people will just have an internal vendetta against you. Some people will just have hatred for you. Some people will just think you're annoying, think you're ugly, think you are so mean, think you are not a good person to talk to or hang out with. And that's fine. That is totally fine. Like, do you like every single person you know and every single person you've come across? Would you voluntarily hang out for multiple hours with every single person you've met? Of course not. So how can you expect other people to always like you? And again, if they don't like you, if they don't think you're beautiful, if they don't think you're funny, if they don't think you're cool, it's not because there is something wrong with you. It's just because they don't have a connection with you and you are not compatible as friends or anything. Like, compatibility is not just a romantic relationship thing. Even friends have to be very compatible with each other to be close and to consider each other real friends. By the way, we still don't have a name for him, her, they. So put your creative hats on and give me a good name, guys, because I have not come across a good name yet. The best way to develop a genuine feeling of self-love is to think of yourself as a secondary person. You constantly rewire your brain to be like, oh, she's so pretty, she's so beautiful, oh my god, she's so intelligent, you know, she can do this and she can do that. Think of yourself as your own best friend, like a person outside of you who is your best friend. That is how you should think of yourself. And develop self-respect. Self-respect can be in so many ways. Self-respect can be taking the decision to eat healthier and control yourself because you respect yourself enough to give yourself healthy food and develop a healthy lifestyle. Of course, you will always want validation from people, and that will never go away because we're human beings, and connection and that feeling of humanness is very important, but that should be on top. It should not be filling a void inside of you. If you take away anything from this video, please take away this. Do not jump into any sort of relationship or any sort of thing with any person to fill the void inside of you of insecurity. I feel like at least 60% of the relationships or just anything going on around me is just people engaging in these connections to make themselves feel secure and to be validated by another person. Either that is like codependency and a suffocating relationship, or it is just parasitic and one person is constantly leeching onto the other person for validation, and both of which are very, very bad scenarios to be in for both parties. It is so important to develop a sense of identity that is not attached to your looks, that is not attached to any sort of ability that can be taken away from you, or any sort of achievement that can be taken away from you, or any sort of achievement that is very temporary. Your sense of identity should be built on your character, your principles, and your constitution. It is so important to sit down and write down a list of your personal commandments. I have this one note in my notes app which is called my personal commandment. It just has a list of my rules and boundaries. Boundaries with myself, boundaries with my social media, boundaries with my friends. What are things that are non-negotiables? What are things that if you cross this line with me, then you are gone? Me, my self-respect is very important. And I know that if anybody in my life crosses that line of respect that I have for myself, and they are gone. I do not tolerate disrespect. The number one sign of an underconfident person is lack of boundaries and just letting people walk all over you. Confidence is not unnecessarily attracting attention to yourself all the time. Like, I see so many people where it's so evident that they're just putting on a show. You can be a confident introvert. You can be a confident quieter extrovert. You can be a confident extrovert who only decides to express themselves in select situations. You don't have to be an extrovert. You don't have to have 20 different friends in your friend group to be confident. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. I really am inspired to build a community of strong and confident young people. Really hope this helped you out. If it did, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Also DM me at Avishi Mish or Avishi's Coffee Shop. Any video ideas you have, anything you'd like me to talk about. And I post a lot of content on Instagram, so follow me there. So I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.